Hello everyone, it's Imran here. Welcome back to another video. So, I'm going to react to the two Tales from the Scrap Siding story, not volume 5 stories that I need to react to, I do. So I'm going to do the one that was premiered last week on October 20th. Now in this video, and in the next video, I'll do the one that premiered 2 days ago called A Grim End. So, yes, but we're going to focus on story number 4, which of volume 5, which of course is an X2 grind. An X to grind, not an X to the grind, but an X to grind. You know what I mean. Same thing. I'm sorry if I haven't uploaded anything since Saturday. I've just been extremely busy. My cough actually I've had for a few weeks actually got worse to the point where I couldn't breathe or talk without coughing. So yeah, that was not enjoyable. That was not enjoyable whatsoever. But I'm feeling a bit better today. So yeah. Although I still do have that cough lingering on a bit. But yeah, the construction of a new search and rescue centre brings Thomas away from his branch line, but there is something strange on site. A boarded up tunnel that leads to nowhere, or does it? So apparently from what I'm reading is that it's a more twisted tale on Misty and it is. And of course, the most hated Thomas characters in the fandom, the Long Locos. So I don't know what 22 Tales is going to be doing to make Misty Island and the Locking Locos look more creepy or scary they do, or give a scary story behind it, but interested to see where this goes. I thought my cough was better, but no. I can't talk for long without coughing again. Just really frustrating, but hopefully I can make it through this video. It's quite a long one, at 24 minutes it is, so better get a roll on. I did enjoy the last one I reacted to, which was I can't remember. If I do, I'll have it up on the top right corner of your screen. But links to I'm reacting to in the description down below as always. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into this. It's exactly why I haven't recorded the last few days. An X to grind. I should really have the water.
The governor of the island of Solo deemed it necessary, with large amounts of public support, for a search and rescue center to be constructed to better protect against future accidents and disasters.
Okay.
The new facility, which provides services to the entire island when the need arose, will be located snugly in the protected cove north of Sudbury. And from this location, the center could provide assistance for land or sea-based emergencies.
Yep.
However, the construction of the facility itself took a long time. Thomas was rostered to take trainloads of stone from the quarry on his branch line to the site. Here the stone would be used to make the building strong and sturdy, able to endure bad weather.
Like that recreated
While the
from
work
Misty
was important, Thomas was a bit put out by it all. He knew Daisy would be handling the passengers exclusively, leaving Annie and Clara on the sheds alone.
Don't worry, old boy. This is very important, and your branch line will have made it happen.
I guess. But I hope I won't be doing this for too long. You know Daisy's opinion on coaches, and she'll just leave them alone in the shed all day.
Rail car and coaches reference.
Thomas worked hard shunting the trucks of stone whenever they were needed, either to the worksite or in the yard all day. Before long, the sun was starting to set, and work slowed down for the evening. As Thomas coupled up to a train of empties for his return trip, he saw something in the shadows. It appeared to be a tunnel. Only the entrance was boarded up, and a bed of sleepers led to it. No rails and no points were present, though.
That's strange. What's a tunnel doing here? I thought the Fat Controller said this site was new.
He thought
maybe not so
until
new,
he
Thomas.
left for home. A couple of days passed, and work was passing smoothly. Every day, Thomas would look over at the tunnel and wondered where it had come from. He wanted to know more about it, but the busy site just didn't allow him time to ask. It was evening, and Thomas was working extra hard as his driver promised him an evening pass. Wondered where it had come from.
Love
He
that
wanted to know
transition from
more
day to
about
night.
it,
What?
but the busy sight just didn't allow him time to
I really
ask.
shouldn't be picking my nose on camera, lol.
It was evening,
See,
and
that's
Thomas
what I
was
mean.
working extra hard as his driver promised him an evening passenger run if they finished early. The loads were heavy and the trucks were old.
Alright, now, it actually looks
Thomas
kind of
was
creepy.
red in the face from the strain
see
and
it
as
looks
he
kind of
struggled to
creepy.
shunt the last...
Well, now, at night it does, with the purplish background that 22 Tales it shows for the story. That's actually quite creepy.
The trucks. As he cleared the points, there was a loud whoosh!
Cinders and ashes! What happened?
That was your safety valve. You're
Oh.
not going anywhere now.
Oh, bother! That means I can't do that passenger run. Annie and Clarabelle will be so disappointed.
Thomas's fireman dropped the fire, and the driver tucked him in for the night. They then caught a ride home from the yard manager. Thomas was all alone. The yard was quiet, and from the nearby Sudbury Bay, the waves lapped on the shore, relaxed Thomas. He yawned and started to close his eyes. He stared at the mysterious tunnel, which was slowly being swallowed by the light mist that was starting to appear.
He's by
And
the coast,
soon,
so it makes sense.
Thomas was fast asleep. The feeling of a coupling connecting stirred Thomas from his sleep. It had to be morning now, as he could tell the sun was probably just rising by the feeling of the light shining on his face.
Oh, great. You woke him up. The driver hooked him up gentle-like.
Thomas wondered who these voices belonged to.
There they are!
They didn't sound like anyone he
There
met.
they are.
He opened his sleepy eyes and blinked widely as a harsh yellow light blinded him. He closed his eyes tightly.
I meant your lamp, moron. Now you've gone and blinded him. Oops, sorry.
Who's there? Who are you?
Oh well, now he's awake. Oh, sorry there, mister. That was my clumsy twin's fault. I'm Bash. Sorry, forgotten I had that on. I'm Dash.
Thomas waited a moment before he opened his eyes again. The bright yellow light was gone, and now he could start to see who these engines were. They were
Yep,
two
we know
small
who they
engines
are.
with wooden cabs and bare frames. Their funnels took the shape of large balloons on top of their smoke boxes, and the lamp, which had blinded Thomas out of his sleep, was just as massive. Their faces were nearly identical, with freckles and their eyes burned with an impish cheek. It was like looking at another Bill and Ben.
What are you two? I've never seen engines like you before. Are you new?
Oh, we've been here a while. But never mind about us. What are you doing out here?
Thomas shivered. He wasn't sure what to say. These engines, he wasn't sure if they were actually as caring as they sound. The only other tank engine twins he'd met were Bill and Ben, and they were cheeky little engines. He had a feeling these twins might be the same.
Oh, I burst my safety valve working. Are you taking me to the works?
Oh, didn't they say? There's been an accident on the main line. The works is much too busy now.
Oh.
But we've come to help you. We have our own works that can get you fixed in a jiffy.
Dash began to puff backwards. Smoke from his stack pushed into the night air, a lot of sparks flying up into a metal mesh lid on top of their funnels.
Oh, you're heavier than you look. I'll help push, Dash. We'll move faster then.
Before Thomas could say anything, Bash blew his whistle and began to head to the back of Thomas. Thomas saw something mounted on the rear of Bash. It was strange looking and had a big spool of cable mounted to it. Thomas had never
That does
seen
not look
engines
pretty
that looked like
whatsoever.
this, with contraptions on their bunkers and a large balloon-shaped funnels. As soon as Bash coupled up, Thomas began to move faster. He moved towards the end of the yard, and the tunnel came into view. Then they turned and headed right for it. Thomas blinked in surprise.
Wait. The tunnel.
Just completed when we heard you were in trouble. We've been working on it in secret, and you're the first one to go through it. Aren't you lucky?
Thomas could only watch as they entered the tunnel. From the glow of the lights from these two strange twin engines lamps, he could see the brick of the tunnel end, not far into the tunnel mouth. Beyond it was bare rock and wooden posts propped at odd angles. Some creaked as they passed by, and the dirt and stones constantly rained down on them.
Excuse me.
Thomas felt very uneasy, as his journey seemed to be going on for longer than he had wished.
How long is this tunnel?
We're halfway now. Nearly home.
Thomas gulped as he anxiously waited to get out of this suffocating space. It was like the walls of the tunnel were getting closer around him, and the chuffing of the twins was becoming deafening. He closed his eyes as he felt the hot soot ash from Dash's funnel hit the tunnel roof and get blown onto his face. He hated this and couldn't wait to get out. Soon he felt a cold breeze blow across his face, and the chuffing of the twins changed. Thomas opened his eyes to see himself surrounded by dark canyon walls that stretched over him and left only a narrow ribbon of the night sky. He felt like he was in a trench, and he wondered what it was. It wasn't long before he saw the canyon walls were actually gigantic trees.
What?
At least 100 feet tall with trunks bigger than Gordon was long. This didn't feel like Sodor anymore.
This is Misty Island.
Where are we?
Our home on Misty Island. We live here.
Thomas was stunned. He was on another island? But how? The tunnel. He'd been under the ocean? But that didn't make sense. Nothing was making sense. Thomas looked around.
Just like how the unlucky Tugs lost his sanity when watching Misty Island Rescue, saying nothing made sense. You definitely should go watch his and Trampy's watch along. It's a really good video, it is.
Around as they traveled, the twins occasionally pulling out scenery, such as a massive tunnel created out of a massive log, a sharp bend overlooking a valley that descended downwards into the mist, and a spindly-looking trestle that spanned a deep gorge.
And here is the Shake Bridge. Shake, make me quake.
Thomas gulped as he felt the tracks sway ever so slightly from side to side.
Yep.
He wasn't sure if the bridge was moving, or if the tracks were the problem. This wasn't like the small trestle bridge on the line leading up to the quarry. He was glad when they were finally off it. After a while they came into a big yard. Sitting on a nearby siding was a big tender engine. He was no bigger than Edward, but he was just as strange looking as these twins were. The engine smiled.
Well, howdy there, stranger. Welcome to Misty Island. You're looking a little bit rough. What ails you?
Safety valve. Popped it while working.
Ferdinand then looked at Thomas, his brow furrowing curiously.
Oh, did you? Were you working hard or hardly working?
The two twins giggled loudly at Ferdinand's joke, and Thomas was shocked and offended.
I'll have you know I was working extremely hard. You don't burst safety valves on a whim, you know.
Yep.
Easy now, stranger, easy. No hard feelings. A hard-working engine is what we like to hear. We'll get you sorted out and fired up in no time. Bash, shut our new friend over to the water tower. He's got coal, but gotta make sure he's got plenty of water. Dash, get yourself over to the shed and get one of them spare valves.
Yes, Ferdinand?
He began to pull Thomas back.
Of course, Ferdinand.
Thomas was surprised when he left. He hadn't noticed anyone uncouple Dash. He looked at Ferdinand as he pulled away.
And you?
Ferdinand said nothing, as he looked back to Dash until the tank engine rounded the bend.
I'm gonna go make sure the youngster gets the job done. That's right.
As Thomas got a drink from the water tower, he looked around. In the pale moonlight, he saw buildings. They were built out of the logs, but they looked old, abandoned even.
Is this where the
One
Sam
building
Joby
that might have been a signal box was missing half its roof. Bash slowly chopped up on his side on the other track, grinning his cheeky grin.
So, what do you think of our island?
This place... It's... Well, it's a little...
Run down? Yeah, we used to have a lot of work to do, but then it stopped.
Just when are going to tell the story?
Does anyone live here, besides your crew?
Oh, lots of people. Don't let the state of the buildings put you off. We just need to cut a few more logs up and they'll be as good as new.
You cut logs? Is that what that machine is on your back?
Bash laughed.
You're funny. You can't cut logs with a winch. Use that for hauling things up to the track, just like how we did back in the States.
That's right.
The strange tenure engine chucked out of the darkness and stopped in front of him, followed by Bash, who joined him on the third track.
We're the logging locos. Don't they have them on your island?
We have a lumber company, but they use tractors.
Tractors ain't good on steep hills. They just fall over. Nope. Steam donkeys and engines like us get the job done right.
Or maybe they are offended.
Thomas blinked. What was a steam donkey? He was about to ask when he suddenly felt boots in his cab move around. Something on the boots was scraping along his cab floor and it felt painful.
What the hell?
Ouch! Hey! What? Ouch!
Looks like someone forgot to take off his climbing cleats.
Ugh, I told him to take them things off.
Thomas couldn't speak. The scraping in his cab was unbearable. He felt his safety valve being taken off by a wrench roughly. Soon it was off and a new one was being put in. It felt cold and unfamiliar.
It should fit. You're bigger than us, so we got you one of Ferdinand's spares. It should work, being you're such a big, strong tank engine.
Despite their kind words, Thomas couldn't help but feel something was off about this. He was being repaired, but it was on a strange island, at night, by three strange-looking engines he had only just met. And they seemed very keen on helping. Almost too keen.
Well, only one way to find out if the repair was successful. Fire 'em up. That's right.
Thomas felt the scraping in his cab moving around and a fire being lit in his firebox. As the warmth spread through his boiler, he felt the pressure rising as he began to make steam. Despite his warmth, he felt a chill in his boiler that refused to leave. The scraping boots soon left his cab, much to Thomas's relief.
How do you feel, friend? Feeling better? Ready to work again?
I think so.
That's perfect.
Perfect? For what?
The three engines said nothing for a moment, as their grins lost all joy and began more devious. Their eyes narrowed. Dread began to well up in Thomas's boiler. The looks they were giving were empty and hungry.
Red.
We've been looking for a new boiler for old Wheezy for years. Yours will do nicely, right, Ferdinand?
That's right.
Suddenly, Thomas saw movement by the buildings. From the shadows emerged people. Or Thomas thought they were people. They were inky shapes that looked as if they were part of the darkness itself, with glowing yellow eyes.
This is a nightmare why Thomas is in.
Axes and massive saws. As he looked, more of these figures began to emerge from behind the trees and bushes as if they were lying in wait. Ferdinand glanced at Bash, and then Dash.
Boys, hold our new friend still. Don't want to risk ruining his boiler when they cut it out.
Yes, Ferdinand.
The twins sang in unison, their eyes never leaving Thomas. They quickly began to approach him. Thomas's fear snapped, and he forced his regulator open. His reverser was already set, so he reversed as fast as he could. He cleared the points just as the two strange tank engines reached where he had been sitting. They crashed into each other but remained on the tracks. Ferdinand's face snapped into one of anger.
You idiots! Get him!
Thomas didn't stop as he raced back into the forest. the shadowy shapes of the humans and engines vanishing behind the trees. As he raced back, he saw the flashing yellow eyes of the more human-like shapes emerging from the darkness by the tracks, swords and axes in hand. The tracks creaked and groaned from under him, threatening to snap at every corner. Each time he felt he tip over, but somehow he managed to hold himself onto the rails. Yellow lights flashed through the trees, followed by the dry chuffing of the logging locos chasing him.
You can't run forever. We're gonna get you.
Thomas bit his lip, racing faster, the pale lights of the tank engines flashing between the trees. He swerved around a bend, and the harsh light of their headlights slashing against his blue paint like claws. Every flash made Thomas gasp as he felt he was being spotted no matter where he went.
Come back, stranger! You'll love it here with us! We only just got acquainted! Don't go running off into the forest all alone now! It's dangerous at night!
Thomas swerved left, then right, and then vanished back into the tunnel, his smoke billowing down around him, creating a wall of haziness. It didn't last long. Soon it began to get lighter, and then the faint chuffing in front of him began to grow louder. The logging locos were now in the tunnel with him.
Now that's not nice. Running away down our tunnel at night. You're going to wreck. That won't be good.
It was the twins. Their voices echoed distantly, but they were steadily getting louder.
Go away!
Gonna wreck, crash and smash.
Running away from your new friends? Now that ain't right!
Thomas just closed his eyes. He didn't dare open them. His axles ached. His pistons felt like they were ready to burst, but he did not dare slow down. Then, suddenly, he felt a billow of cold air, and the sooty cloud of his own smoke left his face. Opening his eyes, he found himself back on Sodor. The tunnel clouded with smoke, the pale glow coming closer. Before Thomas could think of what to do, he felt his buffers smashed into something. His wheels left the rails. He tipped onto his side, his wheels crunching through the ballast and the remains of the trucks he ran into. A wave of cold clattered onto his roof and boiler, cracking him in the smoke box. Everything went black. The last thing Thomas saw was the emerging of a headlamp from the tunnel, which was filled with hundreds of little yellow lights.
And of course, I think this is where Thomas wakes up from his nightmare.
Thomas awoke with a startled scream. Instantly he blinked in shock to see the sun shining brightly. Workmen were milling around him, hooking chains to his sides as Rocky, the massive crane, had his boom positioned overhead.
Whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to startle you like that. No worries, I'll have you back on the rails in no time. Looks like you're the first rescue for the rescue centre, and it's not even finished yet. How you managed to get into this mess, I'll never know.
Thomas could hardly answer. He was looking around. Everything looked the same, but the tunnel. Thomas's eyes snapped to where the mysterious tunnel was, but it was behind Rocky and he couldn't see it. But he could still feel those yellow eyes staring at him.
The tunnel! You need to close it!
Tunnel? What tunnel?
Came a well-known voice. It was the Fat Controller. Thomas stammered as he tried to explain.
Sir, the one at the end of the yards. It goes somewhere. Somewhere awful. It needs to be closed.
The Fat Controller stared at the little blue engine.
Thomas, that tunnel goes nowhere. It wasn't even completed.
Thomas blinked.
What do you mean, sir?
That tunnel was meant to connect the rescue centre to the main line, but it collapsed a couple days into its construction. The ground is so unstable, it's been deemed too dangerous to complete. Surveyors are looking to build around the coast instead. It's been closed ever since you started bringing your stone trains here.
Thomas looked over as he was lifted back onto the rails by Rocky. Now he could see the tunnel, and it was, as it always been, boarded up with no rails leading to it. and there was no evidence that there had been any rails.
I do wonder what got you into this predicament. Your crew insisted your safety valve was burst.
An inspector was called to investigate the safety valve.
No doubt. This isn't one of ours.
Nope. I highly doubt you'll get your parts from Pennsylvania.
Oh dear, it's happening again.
What's that, sir?
Oh, nothing. If this is all, then I suggest this tank...
The Fat Controller knows something. The Fat Controller knows about... I think the Fat Controller does believe Thomas he does, but he doesn't want to publicly admit it. I think he'll probably wait until the right time to tell Thomas of what really is in the tunnel.
Receive an appropriate safety valve so he may get back to work, and I must be on my way.
Sir?
I don't know how this accident happened, but I intend to make sure it causes no further confusion or delay.
The Fat Controller then walked off, leaving the little blue tank engine confused. He was certain what he had seen that night had been real, but nothing was adding up. He was glad when he was placed back onto the rails and allowed to return back to his branch line. A couple of months later, the rescue center was completed along with the main line connections. The tunnel portal was bricked up and turned into a bunker for the emergency generator. However, the investigations into Thomas's accident remained unsolved. Many railwaymen will tell you what they really think happened. However, I don't think we'll ever truly know the truth.
That's right.
Don't you jump scare me. Don't you try and even think about jump scaring me. So the Fat Controller knows all too well what happened, what Thomas experienced that night. He did. He knows Thomas. If Thomas told him what happened, he knew Thomas would be telling the truth. But there's no point telling it because everyone will think he's making it up. Wow. No, I don't think any of us are going to look at the logging logos the same way again after this. I mean, they go from being the most hated characters in the Thomas fandom to being portrayed in this story as complete psychos. Yeah. I mean, I still do want to know what exactly happened to the railway it did. That Misty Island, well, obviously there's no lore about this railway, but Misty Island is just a horrific place in that tunnel that only happens at night. And all those people were also either on the logging loco side waiting to get a boiler for old Wheezy. So yeah, Thomas did manage to escape them, but he ended up blacking out as a result of crashing. But yeah, the Fat Controller knows what happened, but it has to remain a secret because if it ever comes out, God knows what it would do to the railway. It would right there. So this one is an alternate take, horror take on Misty Island. It is the story. Then I'm almost certain what the next story of Grim End is going to be all about. Because what can I see from the next story? It's based off a certain season 5 episode. But regarding this story, yeah. I thought I was going to get jump scared at the end with Ferdinand right there, but thankfully that wasn't the case. So yeah. All I can say is poor Thomas, that experience is not going to leave him for quite some time. I mean, hopefully I don't have nightmares tonight with Ferdinand, Bash Dash Ferdinand and all those people staring at me in the distance. Let's hope they don't become my sleep paralysis demons they do. You do want to see my previous Thomas reaction to the audio story of Train's adaptation. I'll play this up in the top right corner of your screen right now. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button for me. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this video I reacted to. Also know in the comments down below what other videos you want to react to next. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. Links about them will be in the description down below. Share this video, subscribe if you're new here, ring that button to get notified. But when new videos in the post the community tab, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!